Get the basics right. If you are flat, it will be very obvious. I mean, I don't have perfect pitch, so I don't pick up on every little thing. I notice flatness more than sharpness. I think it just stands out a little more. So definitely don't be flat on any notes. You won't have me picking up on timing issues and bringing it to the forefront. And you may be able to slip one by through Petri, because I don't think he finds it particularly important from some of his comments. Yeah, timing is key. Timing is everything in music, and if your timing is off and you miss a cue, it sounds often like you rush to hit that cue. Changing phrasing isn't in itself a timing issue, because you're just floating around. You don't sound rushed if you do that, you're just putting a different spin on it. So that's, I think, something to differentiate. Make sure that your timing is on point. If you're going to change the phrasing and make it your own, absolutely do that. That's what we love to see, but make sure that you're not sort of subconsciously rushing because you think you've missed a cue because you're singing it slightly differently to the original, which we've heard a little bit. And if you're in the group round, if you want to change the phrasing, everyone needs to do that, or no one needs to do that, and you've got to sing it straight, otherwise it's going to sound a little disjointed and a little odd. And then the other thing is find out who you are as a singer and make sure that you bring some of that out in every one of your entries, because making a good cover, it's super important for this competition. It's kind of the base level. You need to deliver a good cover, but if you are trying to do a cover of a person, chances are your version is not going to be quite as good as their version is unless you add something else to it. If you add something else to it and you take it in a different direction, that's where the major plus points come from. And if you do that, from my personal point of view, whether the other judges will feel the same, if you add something of your own to it that makes it different, even if there is the odd technical issue here and there, I would give you more pluses for that than being technically perfect and just singing the original how it is, because you're not bettering that, you're not adding anything to that, you're just trying to imitate the cover. I think that's the difference between a good entry and a great entry, is someone that takes it to a different place. And then the definition of, is it a better place? Well, that's purely subjective. You don't have to worry about that. As long as you're changing the direction of it and adding something of your own to it, brilliant. That's a huge positive in my eyes. With the mentoring side of things compared to judging, I can get a little more hands-on. I can suggest, the stuff I get to do in Judge's Choice and think about song choices and suggest a few. I can do that every week if someone comes to me and asks for a song choice or some song suggestions or whatever. And the kind of things that I talk about with timing or compression or volume levels or whatever, I can say as a mentor, if I get asked about it, look, just send me your project over, give me half an hour, I'll make a coffee, I'll sort it out, I'll deal with your little mixing issues that you've got here, and then I'll send it back to you and you'll have a better entry. And I'm particularly looking forward to being able to do that sort of stuff and give that feedback on the fly. Just as a warning, I am not going to be able to give you the secret to how to win Next Top Singer, because my voting compared to Petra and Andrea's voting has often been completely different. So what works for me isn't necessarily going to work for those guys, but I can iron out a lot of the issues. Technically, we can address some of those, we can address some mixing issues, we can make sure that we are getting song choices that can help bring out the best qualities in your voice, and I'm really looking forward to getting that opportunity. So if you watch this before you enter into the next season, whatever that happens to be, I will be on hand. Please use me, because I will absolutely love that aspect of it, and I will put a lot of time into making sure that I can help you guys out in that capacity.
Keep singing. You'll never know how far you'll go unless you'll try. I didn't come into this competition thinking I was going to be a finalist, but hey, anything's possible. Also, to really use your mentors. I know Aria was a really big help for me in this competition with giving me a lot of warm-up exercises and tutorials and just general advice and feedback on my performances.
Make sure you make time for the competition, and just understand that it very well can be harder than you think entering and being in the competition, just because it can clash with your schedule, and you want to make sure that you have a good balance between this competition and your own personal schedule. You got to make time for it. And technical skills. If you're not very tech savvy and you're kind of novice at that behind the mic or editing or singing to a track, then you might have a little bit of a difficult time, but I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying it might be a little more difficult. So just understand and have that understanding before you go in. And have fun with it. Be yourself. Take songs and sing them how you want. Have fun with it. You are your own unique artist, person, performer, and all that good stuff. I've learned a lot about myself. I kind of grew throughout the competition. I really, truly did. I've been on my own personal journey. I've struggled with confidence issues. So I just want to say, too, to somebody out there who maybe they're struggling with confidence issues or anything, and maybe they don't feel like they're good enough. I just want to say you most likely probably are good enough. You're just telling yourself, and it's in your head, that you're not good enough. And what's it going to hurt just putting yourself out there? I mean, really. You get used to the criticisms. It's been a really, really fun ride, and I urge anybody to jump in if there's future competitions, which I hope there will be. I feel like this is not only entertaining to watch, but also if you're in the competition, it can be pretty life-changing in your own unique way. It really can. If you're taking it serious or if you're going through some stuff, it can really be a confidence booster and really get you set out on the right foot.
Make sure you have time in advance and a recording space in advance, because if you don't, you'll suffer. So please don't be like me. Please don't be dumb. I'm not saying that you would be dumb. I'm just saying that I'm dumb and didn't do that in advance. Also, know that if you do enter, don't be discouraged no matter how far you make it, because everything is a learning experience. Always, 100% of the time. No matter how good or quote unquote bad you do, you'll always get better in the future. So don't stress out too much. Sometimes not doing as well as you wanted to helps you learn quicker. So just keep that in mind. Lastly, don't sacrifice your personality to make music you think other people would like. I wish that's something that someone told me a while ago, and I think it's something that's really important that everybody who wants to sing or make any kind of music needs to know. Just make what you want to make, and if people don't like it, people don't like it, you know? We move on from there. You'll find someone who likes it.
When you're going to audition, make sure you have a decent mic. You don't have to get an expensive mic that costs a couple $100s, but you also don't want to use like a Walmart mic that is like $20. Sound quality is important. You can have a great voice, but if you have a terrible mic, we're not going to hear that great voice and you're going to get passed over. So definitely come in with a decent, even if you have a mid-quality mic, it's better than a low-quality mic. Then when you're in the competition, take what we judges say, our criticisms to heart, and just try to learn from it. And don't take it too personally. Just remember, we're trying to help you grow as performers. But yet we're also, sometimes we maybe will poke fun at you. It's not because we're poking fun at you to hurt your feelings. This is a show and we want to keep it entertaining for people who watch. Don't take it personally, but do listen to the basic critique and try to grow from it. And make use of the mentors. The mentors are there to help you with, like, some of them have mixing capabilities and they can help you with mixing. They can help you pick songs. They can help you if you don't feel like you're comfortable with what you performed. They can listen to it and tell you where you can improve. There were so many great mentors that we had this season, and very few of them were actually utilized by maybe a scattering of contestants. So definitely utilize those mentors. And remember, have fun. I mean, there's so much drama sometimes about somebody getting kicked out too early, or somebody getting a harsh criticism, or somebody not winning competitions, or, you know, and there's always so much drama about it. Guys, it's not that serious. What we want from this show is for you to be able to showcase your talent. So you got to come in and give us your absolute best every time in hopes that you could eventually make it to the end. And if you don't, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not talented. It just means that this wasn't your time, that this wasn't maybe your best, and you just got to keep working at it. You know, so don't take it so personally. Just have fun with it. Give us your best. And if it doesn't work out, don't stop trying. You don't know how many times that I've auditioned for a musical and I didn't get it, or I would get the lead as the understudy for the lead, you know, and it's disappointing, but you grow from it and you learn from it and you just keep going. So don't be so dramatic about every little thing. Have fun, take it for what it is, and then just keep going. Even if you don't win, that doesn't mean anything. Just keep working. If you love doing what you're doing, eventually you are going to get to where you want to go, whether you win a competition or not.
Number 1, utilize the mentors. Tips number 2, at least for me, you should try to get at least one very emotional performance in your body of work, because like the last 2 seasons have shown, that has meant so much to me. Emotion. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be the most consistent, as long as you really connect emotionally. You're gonna get my vote, clearly. Cause emotion has always been what music is about to me. And we are looking for a versatile singer, but don't get too lost in it. I mean, you should still have a bit of yourself in it, like Mark and Andrea said, even though I still think Nathaniel did have that. But in the end, we are trying to find the best artist, so you as an artist have to be crystal clear in the end. Ginga was super clear as an artist, Miriam was super clear as an artist, and Heather is super clear. So you have to know who you want to be as an artist and show that to us if you want to win this competition. That's the main criteria.
Please use the mentors. You have no idea how much it will change your singing and the quality of your covers.
Don't come in with expectations. And what I mean by that is, whatever you think this competition is going to be, just throw that out the window. It's not going to help you. All you can do is perform to the best of your ability and put out everything you can. Maximum effort, a lot of dedication. Just make sure you leave it all on the table so that, if you end up doing a Q&A and you have to ask yourself, do you have any regrets? You can say no as well.
Don't be too hard on yourself. It's important to push yourself, but you have to remember that you have a talent, and sometimes you need to give yourself a little pat on the back. Just give your recording a quick once over before you submit it. Obviously we're not expecting studio quality. It doesn't have to sound like you paid thousands of dollars for it, but there's obnoxiously loud breaths, mouth noises, strange cutoffs, audio glitches, just little things like that can make the song really jarring and distracting, especially if we're getting towards the later ends of the competition. That's not something that you want. You want to do your due diligence and make sure that you aren't leaving little stuff like that in that's gonna make your performance seem a little bit less professional than someone else's who may be singing just as well or maybe even slightly worse than you. You never know. And please don't be afraid to consult the mentors for any help or advice. We were here to help throughout the whole competition, and while a lot of you did, a lot of you didn't, and maybe you didn't need us, but if you felt like you were bothering us or you were taking up too much of our time, that was not the case. We were always here and we were always willing to help. So for those of you who are going to be competing in the next season, us mentors will be here.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, comment, share, and subscribe.